Chief Abadike was one of the richest men in Lagos. His estate in Ikoyi was the kind that made strangers slow down their cars just to stare in awe. White walls, tall gates, security guards in crisp uniforms, and cars that looked like moving mansions. Despite all his wealth, one thing pained Chief deeply: his only daughter, Amarachi, could hardly read fluently even at the age of 10. He had tried private schools, expensive tutors, and imported learning apps, yet the girl preferred to play and run around instead of facing her books. But one sunny afternoon, something happened that shook the billionaire to his bones. Inside the estate, there was a huge old mango tree. Its branches stretched so wide that even the sun feared to peep through. It was under that tree that Chief Abadike's driver first noticed Amarachi sitting cross-legged on the grass, holding an old, tattered exercise book. Beside her was a girl, barefoot, hair rough, clothes torn, face smeared with dust. The girl looked no older than 15, but there was something unusual about her eyes, sharp, focused, carrying a wisdom far beyond her age. The driver rushed to report to Chief Abadike. "Oga, your Pekin day under mango tree with one homeless girl. The girl day teach her ABC as if she be teacher." At first, Chief laughed. "Nonsense. Amarachi hates studying. Who can convince her to sit with a book?" But curiosity made him step out. And there, before his eyes, he saw what no millions had been able to buy. His daughter, Amarachi, was reading out words loudly, guided patiently by the homeless girl. Amarachi's laughter was bright, her interest sharp, and her handwriting neater than ever. Chief Abadike stood frozen. For a moment, his wealth meant nothing. When Chief asked the estate guards who the girl was, they told him her name was Chinyu. She had been loitering around the estate for weeks, sometimes sleeping near the abandoned corner where nobody cared to look. She had once lived in Enugu with her parents, until tragedy struck. Her father died in a mining accident, and her mother, unable to cope with poverty, fell ill and passed away soon after. Chinyu, the only child, had no relatives willing to take her in. She was dragged into the streets, mocked, and even beaten whenever she begged for food. Yet, through all her suffering, one thing never left her heart: her love for knowledge. Before her parents died, Chinyu had been a brilliant student, always topping her class. Even when life threw her into the gutters, she carried one tattered exercise book and a broken pencil everywhere she went. That was all she had left of her old life. And so, when Amarachi saw her one day and shyly asked, "Can you teach me?" Chinyu didn't hesitate. Beneath the mango tree, she became a teacher, while hunger gnawed at her empty stomach. Chief Abadike couldn't sleep that night. The picture of the homeless girl patiently guiding his daughter haunted him. How could someone who had nothing give so much? The next morning, he asked Amarachi, "Why do you like learning from this girl?" Amarachi beamed with innocent joy. "Daddy, she makes me feel smart. She doesn't shout at me like my teachers. She tells me stories when I make mistakes, and she makes me laugh. I want to learn every day because of her." Chief felt a sting in his chest. He realized that all the wealth in the world couldn't replace the power of compassion, patience, and lived experience. Chief Abadike called Chinyu to his mansion. At first, the girl trembled, thinking she had offended the great man. But instead, he asked her to tell him her life story. By the time she finished, tears rolled down the eyes of the billionaire. For the first time in years, the man who controlled empires wept like a child. Chinyu could hardly believe her new life. One day she was sleeping under a torn carton by the estate fence, the next she was inside a mansion with marble floors, chandeliers, and rooms bigger than her entire childhood home. Chief Abadike treated her kindly, but not everyone welcomed her. Some of the mansion staff whispered behind her back, "How can Madam's daughter be taught by a street girl? She will spoil Amarachi. These street children are never to be trusted." Even Madame Ifeoma, Chief's wife, was uneasy. She loved her daughter dearly but didn't understand why her husband was elevating a homeless girl to the level of family. One evening, she confronted him. Obi, are you sure about this? People will laugh at us. A billionaire's home is not an orphanage. Chief Obadiah looked at her firmly. I don't care what people say. That girl has given our daughter what money could not buy. If God placed her here, who are we to push her away? Madame Ifeoma sighed but said nothing more. Though Chinyu was grateful, her past haunted her. Sometimes she woke up screaming in the night, remembering the days she was chased from the market for stealing leftover bread, or the times she begged for water and was spat on. One day, as she walked home from school in her new uniform, a group of children pointed at her. See street girl Wei Dawn turn madam. Your father still day gutter. The words pierced her heart like knives. She ran into her room, sobbing uncontrollably. Amarachi found her and hugged her tight. Don't cry, Chinyu. You're my best friend. Daddy says stars are born in the dark, and you're the brightest star I know. Those words gave Chinyu strength. Months passed, and Amarachi improved so much in school that her teachers were astonished. During speech and prize-giving day, she read a full essay fluently and confidently. Everyone clapped. But when Amarachi was asked who helped her, she boldly said, It is my sister, Chinyu, who taught me under the mango tree. The hall went silent. Some parents frowned, whispering that it was shameful for a billionaire's child to be taught by a homeless girl. But Chief Obadiah stood and clapped the loudest. That day, Chief announced a scholarship program for street children, shocking the elites present. Some mocked him, but many were touched. Invitations for donations started pouring in. But not everyone was happy. A distant cousin of Chief Obadiah, Uncle Ibuka, grew jealous. He had hoped to convince Chief to fund his luxury business, but instead, all resources were being channeled into the foundation for street children. Uncle Ibuka sneered. So one homeless rat has turned this family upside down. I will show them she doesn't belong. He began spreading rumors, that Chinyu was a thief, that she once belonged to a gang, and that she would one day betray the family. The whispers reached Madame Ifeoma's ears. Fear grew in her heart. Could it be true? One evening, Chief Obadiah traveled abroad for business. That was when Uncle Ibuka struck. He visited the mansion pretending to check on the family. In truth, he had bribed 2 estate guards to accuse Chinyu of stealing Madame Ifeoma's jewelry. When the necklace went missing, all fingers pointed to the homeless girl. Madame Ifeoma, heartbroken, confronted her. Chinyu, tell me the truth. Did you take it? Tears welled in Chinyu's eyes. Mummy, I swear on my mother's grave, I did not. But evidence had been planted against her. Even Amarachi's cries of protest couldn't save her. Madame Ifeoma ordered her to leave the mansion until Chief returned. That night, Chinyu found herself once again under the mango tree, the same place she had been found months ago. Only this time, her heart was heavier. But fate was not done with Chinyu. The next morning, the stolen necklace was found in Uncle Ibuka's car during a police search. The guards fear. Chief Obadiah returned that very evening, furious. He expelled Uncle Ibuka from his estate and stripped the corrupt guards of their jobs. When he found Chinyu under the mango tree, crying, he lifted her up and said, From today, no one will ever call you homeless again. You are my daughter. Years later, people in the estate would look at that mango tree with awe. For it was under its branches that a homeless girl found her destiny, and a billionaire discovered that love and compassion were greater than all riches. Chinyu went on to graduate with honors, and Amarachi followed in her footsteps. Together, they turned the foundation into a national movement, lifting thousands of children off the streets. And whenever Chinyu told her story, she always ended with the same words. The world called me homeless, but under that mango tree, I found a home. Years later, Chinyu became one of the greatest educators Nigeria ever produced. Amarachi grew into a brilliant young woman, all because of the homeless girl who once sat under a mango tree with nothing but a broken pencil. And whenever people asked Chief Abadike why he started his foundation, he would simply reply, "Because a homeless girl taught me that true wealth is not what you keep in your bank, but what you plant in the lives of others." The end.